seconds remaining.
And we're into the draft, and I'm not going to lie, man. I got up to go use the restroom, came back, and this draft was done. Didn't even get to run the pre-roll that we usually do. These guys certainly know how to hustle. And, yeah, Lycan, Darkseer, and Sand King for SNA. It's going to end up being Gyro, Treant, Bane, and Puck on the side of VP. And you know what? I really dig Polar's draft. This reminds me, I don't know. Maybe it's just nostalgia or what. But to me, there are teams that I'm always going to remember and drafts and styles that I'm always going to remember. To me, one of the best teams in their time that I ever saw was the Gold-Black Polar team, or not Polar, but an Empire team back in the day. And this reminds me so much of the way they used to draft.
Yeah, like with the Bane and Treant and Protector and things like that. I don't know. It's so weird for me. Whenever I see Bane, I instinctively just feel comfortable with the lineup. I don't know what it is about the hero. Like, he's pretty tanky. He's a very fast hero. He has a lot of spells that do a lot of different things, like sleep, damage, heals himself. You can mitigate a ton of damage from long range. You have a perfect ulti that channels and goes through BKB and holds them in place. I just think he's kind of like an all-around package, similar to like what I talked about Venge. I think Venge just adds a different element, but yeah, I don't know what it is about Bane. I just feel comfortable when I see that hero in a draft. I'm like, yeah, they're pretty solid. And Treant Protector picked up in response, most likely, to the Lycan. Let me see, actually, who was first overall pick? It was Sneaky Nyx Assassin. Okay, so it went Lycan, then Gyro Treant, that makes sense, and then Darkseer in response to the Treant. Okay, so they wanted to have the Iron Shell against the Treant Protector. But if you remember back at the beginning of D2L Season 4, this is when Lycan was extremely popular, like just booming. And the Treant Protector was picked up all the time, specifically by EG. In response to the Lycan. I think it's because if he doesn't get the towers fast, you can heal them up. It's a very good tool to actually keep Lycan in place, at least for a few seconds, through that ulti. So Rubik's picked up by Sneaky Nyx Assassins, which is a fantastic pickup against specifically Bane and Puck. So I like both drafts because they're very different than what we see.
Oh, yeah, there's a couple of combinations I really like here. And just to build on your point about the Bane, what makes me comfortable when I see a Bane, I get really uncomfortable if Bane's in a thin lineup. We talk extensively. Like, I've been using that term for years, and finally I've kind of narrowed down what I mean by it. It just means heroes that are a lot of single target. It's a whole lot of chain of initiation stuff that if one thing goes wrong or there's any kind of an interruption, suddenly their entire composition begins to fall in terms of 3v3, 4v4, and so on. And when I like a Bane, it's usually with a lineup like this, where you have a little survivability from the tree. You have an AoE disable from the tree. You have, more importantly, Puck, who's going to be able to blink and be a frontline fighter that's going to allow Bane to hang around the back, take his time, pick his targets, make his plays without being under pressure. And more importantly, for Sneaky Nyx Assassins, like, you don't have like a Storm Spirit on their side, for example. Like a Storm, once he gets a BKB or an Orchid, is just going to dive right onto the Bane every time and usually blow him up. Even if he has to take a lot of damage in doing so, it's very often worth it in that case. But for Sneaky Nyx Assassins, I really do love a Darkseer and a Sand King. I would love to see a Jakiro pick right now. Oh, and I guess they'd have to farm it as a core, though. Yeah, I mean, like, if the Rubik were a Jakiro, I think I'd like it even more, but not going to be the case, as they decided to go with the Ember Spirit to round out their 5.
Yeah, Ember Spirit's okay, although I feel like this VP.Polar lineup is so damn tanky, he's not going to get that much done early on. Like, he'll be fine in the late stages of the game if it gets to that point. But then again, why would you want to take it really late against Sedusa? I don't know if I would. I think that's kind of a risky thing to do. So Ember Spirit, I'm not the biggest fan of him here. And the scary thing is like, if you look at the lineup of VP.Polar and you're Sneaky Nyx Assassin, you think, okay, well, they have a hard farming Medusa. This is probably going to be an offlane Puck and a solo Gyro. Let's just pick a Spectre and just out-farm the Medusa. The thing is, they could easily go aggro with Medusa, Bane, Treant. Like, they could easily punish this crappy Sand King in lane. Like, Sand King is just so bad in lane.
Yeah,
it's kind of a greedy support in that sense. So yeah, there's two things I don't really like that much with SNA's lineup. I don't particularly like the Sand King, and I'm not the biggest fan of the Ember Spirit. But I love the Darkseer. I think it's good against. Well, not that I love it, I just think it's somewhat necessary against the Treant. I will say too that the Darkseer in combination with Ember Spirit's pretty damn good. That's one of those combos that really, took off right when Ember Spirit actually came into competitive play.
Yep. A Darkseer, like, again, I really wish they had replaced the Rubik with a Jakiro. Imagine that. Imagine a Vacuum into an Ice Path Macro Pyre. Even if you skip the Macro Pyre and just say Vacuum in an Ice Path, with an Ember Spirit and then a Sand King waiting in the wings to follow up with a Burrow Strike Epicenter. Like, to me, there are just certain things you can put together compositionally where, you know, of course it's Dota, so there's 1,000 things you can chain together in 1,000 ways that can have a big effect. But that kind of a combination is actually the kind of thing that makes an entire team disappear if they're poorly positioned in like 3 seconds. Like, you really can just completely flip a fight in 3 to 6 seconds just based on one good combination. And, you know, it's just fun. It's fun to watch. It's fun to try to execute. But either way, we can theory craft all we want. One thing while we do watch the lanes take shape, and this is something that I don't see as much in the pro scene, and I do it fairly often in my games when I play, but again, you know, I play at certainly a much lower level than these players do. But the offlane Sand King, I mean, we see like the Bat, we see the Doom, and I understand it's a little different for them because Doom has Scorched Earth and the Bat has Firefly, and that's a little extra survivability. But, you know, Sand King only needs level 3, really, to be able to go into the jungle and jungle at a speed, especially if he's getting some help from the safe lane in terms of early stacking. If he gets any help at all in stacking, he's able to go into the jungle at level 3 and jungle at a speed that's very close to what a Bat can turn out. And I'm just curious why we don't see that more often. Is it just the fact that it doesn't feel as survivable or survivable enough to be executed at this level, or is there something else to it?
What, a jungle tree? Is that what you said?
No, the Sand King. Like,
off lane?
The concept of taking a Sand King off lane. Hold on, there's going to be a lift, and threw him up on the cliff, but the wrong cliff, and the haste was taken by the Sand King. But anyway, the concept of sending a Sand King out to the off lane just to get level 2, level 3, etc., while you run a defensive tri-lane with the supports that are helping to stack early on for the Sand King, much the same way as you see them do for a Bad Rider, for example. Why don't we see that more often? Is it just a survivability issue?
No, I think you have a very good point. I think it's actually really effective. Yeah. And now as I represent my Han trash players again, Sand King, or his counterpart in Han, was Magnus. He was played in the off lane all the time, and there wasn't really stacking for him because you couldn't do jungle like that. But so in that case, it's even better in Dota if you wanted to try that. There was a period of time where Sand King in the NA scene was actually popular as an offlane hero. Was there some action up top that I missed?
Yeah, Mag came within 10 HP of being first blood. So, like, I didn't want to interrupt you because I thought he was going to be safer than he was, but I had the camera on it, so it's not like we missed it. But, yeah, there was the telekinesis and then a couple of auto attacks from TC after the Burrow Strike from Whitebeard, and they just came so close to killing him. Because he's level 1, he doesn't have phase shift yet. But anyway, go ahead. But,
yeah, no, Sand King, I think it could work very, very well. It was popular for a short period of time, but I was watching this bottom lane when you were asking about that because he placed a sentry ward down here to try to find IX Mike's ward, and it's just barely outside. And I thought he was going to spot it because IX Mike kind of screwed it up. He placed the ward too far to the left. And he actually, if you can see, he ate that tree just to the left of the ward because he didn't have vision of the room. And I was like, oh, this is going to be an easy tell about where the ward is, but they didn't catch it. So
yeah. I mean, I still think the sentry placement's a little off because he could have put it right about there, if I'm not mistaken, and it still would have been outside. And it should have been around the side of the tree. But whatever. Yeah, I mean, it's... Like, I'm enjoying the drafts these teams are showing us. And, you know, just to be honest, the Eastern Division, which we finished up last night, by the way, and if you didn't catch the VOD, you really should. It was a best-of-5 series from between LV and LGD that went to full 5. And it was an absolute blast to cast and a blast to be a part of. But with that behind us, I'm a little excited about seeing some different stuff out of the West because the East really did get static. Like, it really and truly got to where... Outside of, like, I would say 1 in every 5 games, we would see one pick where it's like, oh, we haven't seen that before. Other than that, it was like a tier list of 20 heroes, 10 at the top at tier 1, then or maybe 5 at the top, 10 in the middle, and then 5 at the bottom in tier 3 that you just saw in every single game picked and banned.
Yeah, Braxton mid is actually farming surprisingly well. I don't know if he got any help or anything, but he's doing much better than I thought he would. 14 and 3 for him, only 9 and 1 for Illidan, so maybe missing some CS or something, but doing very good for himself. Tree armor doesn't really help him that much. He's going to get a quick... Oh, he actually still gets lifted. Whitebeard gets slept, actually, by Lil. Very fast fingers. Fluff trying to unsleep him quick enough, but not in time. So nicely done by Lil on the Bane.
Yeah, he's been playing well. He definitely saved Mag that first time, too, though he didn't sleep the Sand King. He just... I can't remember who he slept, but saved him some damage for sure. But yeah, and I like you said, I dig a Bane pick so long as it's with the right lineup, and I definitely think it's with the right lineup this time. And this is a 2-on-3, and they're doing quite well for themselves. You can see Puck's got 5 CS, make it 6 now. Lil's almost level 3, almost level 3 for Puck. And yeah, he's right on par with his supports here. And they didn't block the camp, but it's not being pulled at all right now. And we'll see if they end up going back. But yep, Whitebeard, level 2, using the level 1 Sandstorm. At level 3, which will be very, very soon, as especially if he gets the kill. Oh, wow. That Sentry actually... Sentry actually gave vision of him, so he ended up taking a lot more right-click there than he would have liked. But yeah, level 3 will be able to go into the jungle and get a lot done.
Yeah, the only problem here is that I feel like this Darkseer is getting way too much as a result of this dual lane. It's not a melee dual lane, but it's close to. Like, Gyrocopters doesn't have the highest range in the world. If they just had Bane down here, it would be very, very easy. Oh, Brax actually going to fall. Did he dive this and try to...
Yep, he caught Illidan with Searing Chains and had Flame Guard active and dove him down this way. And right about when Illidan was here, he got Living Armor. So Brax tried to go back, and Bane was there, and Brain Sap and Frowny Face Brax.
Yep, and that's pretty good for him. Like, Living Armor, obviously. I would say that these dual lanes are resulting, or the result of these dual lanes does mean higher levels for both the supports than you normally get, because they're sharing with only one hero than 3. But I still think that Darkseer is getting a little bit too much. I'm interested to see how Mike can transition into the mid game with this kind of farm, as he's got 16 CS for himself, so doing pretty well. And Resolution went for the homing missile build, so as far as trying to push out these waves with the Ion Shell on him, he can't use Flat Cannon. So he is just trying to do... Is he actually going to go for this kill? No, he's not. At the very least, my god, the leveled homing missile does a lot of damage.
I'm not going to lie, I don't like this build. And we just saw that it works. I mean, it's very effective at what you want to do with it. Problem is, it only really works in a static situation. Like, once the map begins to break down some, and once you start to get rotations like we're seeing now from Brax, like, what good is that homing missile really going to do? He's going to run. He's got his ground boots up, but that's it. And Brax bouncing around, oh, hibbity-bibbity. Can't catch up with him there. Finally gets the Searing Chains, getting the Ion Shell burn as well. And there's the Rocket Barrage, but Flame Guard doesn't care, Resolution. And exactly. Like, and granted, you know, it's... I don't know that maxing Flat Cannon or anything else would have made a difference there, but still, I'm not a big fan of the max homing missile build. It feels... It's a very one-dimensional thing that its effectiveness falls off pretty quick in my eyes.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine if it really worked in zoning out the Darkseer, but it didn't at all. Like, he's level 5.5. That's really, really bad for them.
He's a Darkseer. I mean, just because he takes damage, he's not going to care. He'll just go to and from the fountain and still get levels.
Yeah, they just needed to do a better job of zoning him out. Brax taking some damage. There's a haste rune on the Treant Protector. But if you saw there, too, as he was getting... like rushed down by the Darkseer, or the Ember Spirit with the Darkseer Ion Shell on him. The Living Armor came out and just disintegrated in a matter of time. You could barely even tell he'd cast it.
Yep.
So these tools against specifically the Treant Protector, meaning the Ember Spirit and the Darkseer, are quite effective, and we're already seeing it come into play.
Yeah, I dig it. It's 1-1 right now. It's a much more quiet game. We had about 10 kills on the board by this time last game. And both teams just happy to farm. TC on his Lycan, one of the better Lycan players you're likely to see in the West. And knows how to play him, especially as a lane Lycan. Obviously, mid Lycans are a bit of a different breed. But Fluff did get a good stack on the camp, and we'll be pulling this back. And this is where we're going to have to see Mag and Lil earn their keep a little bit. Down at bottom, Mike back in the lane. Has his soul ring up already with brown boots. Looks like he'll be going mech because he's got a ring of regen. Already up too. And that's one of the, like, I say it all the time, but I really do think it's such a high value thing on a Darkseer. Darkseer is just guaranteed to get farm. He's like a coddle. Like, even without trying, he's going to procure a sufficient amount of farm just because of how he works and the power of Ion Shell. He can jungle pretty damn effectively after level 3 or 4. And he's just a great hero to take pressure off of other heroes. You know, like, if you, like in this composition, if they had wanted a mech, like, I don't even know who you would have built it on. If this was just like, I don't know, I guess in this composition would have to be the offlaner almost no matter what. But let's say they picked an offlane Legion just for sake of argument. Hold on, Illidan in trouble in mid. And, yep, got his ulti off. And he's going to kill Whitebeard very closely. And they don't have any AoE at the moment. Whitebeard can stay in this for a while. This is a level 3. There's going to be a Nightmare. And Illidan's still hanging. Whitebeard's still a sitting target. And they really don't want to just let him live. He doesn't have enough mana for a Burrow Strike, so if he moves, like, that's what that is. And yeah, look, Illidan's just going to sit and wait. And has a Mystic Snake. And there it is. Dead. Oh, no, I didn't know that disjointed that.
Yep.
All right, good to know.
Yeah, they were actually bringing sentries on the courier, too, but did manage to walk away once the cooldown came up again for that. So, nicely played. Space creation, too.
Mm-hmm.
And bottom lane, again, the rockets are coming, but Mike on the Darkseer is almost up to nearly level 7. And it does do a lot of damage. Like, I will give him that, but it's not really doing anything.
Well, but he's got a Soul Ring and a Ring of Regen, man. Like, he's regenerating 6 health a second. Like, it's really not that big of a deal. Like, he's going to go back to the fountain, which is fine, but he doesn't even have to. He could walk right back up, give it 10 seconds. He'll be at sufficient enough health to at least spam Ion Shell and get close enough for XP, and it'd be fine.
Yep, and I will say that the rotations of the Ember Spirit has helped Illidan a lot. I think he had some stacks too, but he's up to about 60 CS now for himself. Yeah, and he must have had stacks. As you can do the stacks quite nicely with the Mystic Snake. And yeah, the value point of Stone Gaze early on, oh, such a good spell. So good, relevant at all stages of the game.
Yeah, the Medusa's also a hero, and she is picked, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying she's like this tier 8 surprise pick hero. But I think she does have room to be played a bit more often, especially as like a surprise last pick core. Just because, as you said, her ultimate is so good at early fights. Like, she could just go farm and farm and farm and farm and farm, but she's so good at just landing at a fight at a tower. Hold that thought, Mag. Gotta be dope here. Got off the Waning Rift. We'll phase shift, and we'll try to make it away. Fluff's got eyes on him, though, and that's gonna be an easy kill. Not quite as easy as they would like, actually, yeah. Living Armor helped a little, but not a lot. So they're going to try to take the tower off of that. But yeah, like early team fights that occur around towers, she is just excellent at just, you know, basically AFK farming until there's the fight at the tower, landing in it, and then popping her ult, and she just completely borks a fight on the other side. Like, it is so hard to be in the middle of a fight and then suddenly have a tanky-ass Medusa with her ult going off and be coordinated enough to not turn her, to be able to turn around and not turn to stone, yet not feed in the process, you know?
Looks like they want to defend top. They're pinging it out, and Puck is TPing up here. If they actually want to defend this, they need everybody. So if they dive here, this is a big... Here we go. Okay, 1 TP. Coil only onto 1 hero.
Yep, and no level 6 on tree. If there was level 6 on tree, this works a lot better. Instead, they give the Puck kill up, and I agree with you. They came in with not enough firepower. If tree's level 6, it's a different fight. But he wasn't. And Dusa landed in, didn't use her ulti, though.
Yeah, it would have been kind of weird. I guess against the Ember Spirit, you can't slow down his remnants, but yeah, I mean, VP.Polar just not prioritizing the right things. Like, they needed to prioritize shutting down the offlaner. They could have kept Mike at completely level 1 enforcement to go to the jungle, which would have made Sand King even more useless this game. This is why I didn't like Sand King too. It's because, like, with a Bane especially, like, Bane is so good against the Darkseer. Heroes that can keep him into place, like Bane or a Rubik or a Shadow Demon. These are kind of heroes that you want to put specifically against the Darkseer, and they chose to put him top. I think if anything, throw the tree top with the Puck and just have Bane bottom.
Yeah, I think I would have dug that. Brax, wow, so much damage. Max Mystic Snake's pretty legit build. Not too bad. Taking a look at our gold and where we stand at 12 minutes in, we can see it is to the advantage of Nyx Assassins at about a rate of 2,500 gold and about 1,500 XP-ish. And, you know, with the Lycan, I don't know. Let's talk late mid-game and late game in general. Gyro, if he's really farmed in Medusa, is actually just an immense amount of physical DPS that's going to be put out in an AoE over time. They have excellent ultimates, we know that. Coil Overgrowth, Call Down, etc. Which side do you give the advantage to late? I actually think I'm favoring Polar, just because a BKB's core on the Gyro. Speaking of the Gyro, he just dies at bottom. And they're going to try to respawn, as Fluff is going to get over here. He's going to get a lift onto Lil, and they're going to get a kill there as well. So they're continuing to pile it on, 1-5.
Well, in the late stage of the game, I think it's kind of even. Like, Darkseer is so good in late game. Not to mention, I'm not sure about this. I know when you manta your own illusions of Medusa, you can get the split shot. I'm wondering if you can still retain the split shot with IX Mike's wall. I would imagine so. And that would be very, very effective. They're trying to get Mike. There is no level 6 on the Terrain Protector. Can they catch him? Yeah, this Rubik might die. Although if he gets surged, here comes some bots from the Ember Spirit.
Oh, nice Nightmare. And Illidan using that ulti. Can't catch anyone looking at him. Stop looking at me, Swan. And looks like they want to try to do something with this, though. It's a shame she wasted her ulti. This would be a fight with a much higher chance of success. There is a blink on Whitebeard. TC, in the meantime, has moved into the Roche pit. And
no conditioner is better. I make the hair silky and smooth. Oh, really, fool? Really? Yeah, I could like recite that old movie, man.
Yeah, that's my jam too. Back in the day, when life was simpler. TC's gonna get free Aegis. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And Nyx off to an excellent start. We're actually hearing the call down used to form a stack here, along with some rocket barrage. But Polar's like, you give up this much and an early Aegis like this to a Lycan. If they lose another fight and then a tower, like this game is going to be close to critical mass already. Like they've got the Medusa, so it's not like their late game is it's not like they can't fall back, play defensive, and just decide to farm for a while. But it's going to be chancy for them because, you know, Lycan is going to have a book up really soon. He's already got his Vlads, he's already got an Aegis. In the meantime, VP does get the tier 1 mid, so not bad there. Looks like they just want to sack the tier 1 bottom.
Yeah, they can't fight that. TC also has his ulti up. So, yeah, I don't know. I am scared for VP.Polar. Like, the Amber Spirit plus Dark Seers rendering this Treant and his living armor useless. And here comes an Epicenter with the sleep that was stolen from Fluff to set it all up. Brax TP's in with his bots, but it doesn't even matter. They get the kill without him. And this is quickly becoming a disaster. I know if you look at the net worth, the Medusa is actually pretty high up there, but it feels like they're just getting suffocated here.
Well, I'll tell you what, that just displays how high value a spell Nightmare is for Rubik to have stolen. They get that kill because of Nightmare. Lift is nice and all, but having the Nightmare, being able to follow it with the... Basically just give the Sand King time to channel his ulti, Burrow Strike, and burst down the puck. Even though, I mean, he's in decent position. Yeah, that's like, it's just really nice play from Fluff and stuff. And Fluff's always played a really good Rubik. An underrated Rubik, I think. Yep, they know exactly where he is. Whitebeard, Burrow Strike, Sandstorm. There's going to be, he actually got Living Armor. And a very nice spell for them to steal as well. And actually, he is alive for the moment. There's an urn. And he's still trying to just hide out. Mag does get the coil off resolutions there with the rocket barrage. They will be able to clean him up. Here comes the Ember in, though. And Ember trying to chase him down. Just heard the ulti from the Deuce, and there's going to be a call down that will catch TC and Brax. Brax not taking damage from it, though. Flame Guard was active. Nonetheless, they end up losing 2. Poor Tree. Looked like he had a chance to survive, but did biff it in the end. That's 8-2 now, favoring Nyx Assassins.
Now, unfortunately, Lil very slow with his sentry, and could have easily gripped the Sand King, but he used his Sandstorm and then just blinked out. Didn't get really caught there. So he's 2-0-3 for him. Yeah, that is unfortunate. If Rubik lives, that's massive because Living Armor is like one of the best spells you can steal. Like global spells like that, where you can heal people and just keep your towers up. Oh, it would have been amazing. But unfortunately, he dies. Maybe he can get it again in the future, though.
Here's book 1 and 2 for TC. Troll Chief, which I think is still just the coolest name. I always knew it was Tyler Cook. I didn't know it was Troll Chief. I think that's cool. But I mean, on the side of Polar, like Gyro, he's going for his BKB early, and that's going to be very nice. There's not a whole lot that Nyx can do other than just basically tunnel vision him with the Lycan once he has his BKB active. The problem is, I mean, his net worth, it's not bad, I guess. I was going to say, I thought it was a little bit lower, but he's right on par with the Ember, which is acceptable. But they need to put the combo together, man. They need to get everything working at once. Otherwise, Nyx is actually doing a much better job with their chains of initiation and with their ability to capitalize on these big 2-3 hero swings. We're going to see Brax engaging in. There's going to be the ulti, and they are going to get a TC in trouble. Mike's actually going to be gripped by Hardy. And Mike ends up down. Beautiful epicenter to follow, though. And this is going to be a huge turnaround. So they only get Mike, but they turn around and take 3 in response. And they didn't get TC's the important part. Getting Mike, that's nice. Not nearly as nice as killing a Lycan. And as we can see, another big swing in things. And as of right now, they've only lost one tower. That's the mid-tier 1. Looks like Resolution really wants to get something done. He's going to call down TC. There's a stun. And Rocket Barrage doing some damage. Is he just going to solo kill TC? Yeah, he's got his Aegis though. So nice to pop the Aegis, but I don't think there's a lot of time left on it anyway. At least he does get the tower.
Yep, so it's nice for him, but I do fear, as you mentioned, with the BKB, it's coming out now, I believe. And that's nice and all, but yeah, his damage isn't really going to be there yet. Like, he needs to get the really nice call down or something. Because they're really lacking in some damage on this team of VP.Polar. Medusa's damage is, yeah, it's not there either. So very, very nice epicenter from Whitebeard, being very patient, and that he actually was hiding in the trees and got overgrowth where, like, just in this little crevice here where the Bane is. And he just waited throughout the entire duration of it, waited some more, found a good opportunity to go, and went.
This is something we didn't really talk about. Just imagine how quickly they can take stacks with the Deuce and Resolution farming at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, it's not very efficient, but it's still, yeah, it's still impressive. And he's starting to max up split shot, which is, I think, right about the perfect time. I don't think you want to get it early on just because you're not very tanky without stats or your mana shield, so.
Yep.
I do like his build, though.
So
I really like his build. Like, I'm really happy he didn't go for Link, because that just wouldn't do anything this game.
All the summons will make it out. Resolution. There's your level 3 homing missile. Go get him, man. Go get him. This is actually funny. I'm watching in showcase mode. Up there we go. There's actually all the summons were chasing it. It's kind of cute to see. But we're at 20 minutes in, and this is definitely SNA's game in terms of momentum, in terms of pacing, in terms of map control. And again, you know, whenever you just have a Lycan that's this far ahead, it doesn't take much for things to get even worse out of control. Like right now, they've been taking, you know, good victories, but they've been, you know, small skirmishes for the most part. If they end up committing to a full 5 and they get a full 5-man wipe, then like take a tier 3 in a Rax, like that's basically your ball game. And this is really what makes Lycan so feared in most people's eyes, I think, is just how quickly he can capitalize. There's going to be an ulti, and they are going to get at least one turn to stone, make it 2. Follow up, got to get close. Illidan, got to be vacuumed back. There's that combination, but this time, not this time. Hell, it's been this way pretty much all match. Coming out from Nyx Assassins, they take 3 for free. And now FNG's going to drop. And this tier 2 is gone. There's that 5-man wipe we were talking about. And really, wish I could be more excited about it, but VP.Polar just doesn't have anything, man. Like, they're just not fighting well at all. They're just walking up, clumping up, getting...
It's similar to, like, last game where SNA's lane assignments were just very questionable. I think it's the same here for VP.Polar. I think their lane assignments were just not too strong. Again, I think that having the Bane bottom instead of the Treant could have been a much different outcome, because then you completely force Darkseer out. He gets literally nothing. And then he has to maybe go to the jungle to get farm, but then you're taking farm away from your jungle Sand King. And again, that's where I thought this jungle Sand King would have been inefficient for that reason. But they never shut down the Darkseer. In fact, Darkseer basically got a free, not a free farming lane, but free levels at least. And yeah, Rubik stealing, he actually had the Stone Gaze even well before that fight. And that's why they wanted to fight so aggressively. That was the I didn't even realize that how fast they took the racks there, but yeah, Stone Gaze is pretty effective when you have a Lycan on your team and they don't expect it, and you actually proc with the stone on Medusa.
And Fluff's gonna take a little bit of damage, but that's like honestly, that's the kind of thing that makes me feel like maybe I have a clue what I'm talking about at least some of the time, because that's exactly what I was talking about. They were here, they were kind of pushing this tower, and then there's a big 5-man wipe, and just like that, boom, you're down a Rax to a Lycan that's overfarmed. Like, what do you do? Because now they're gonna be able to do it again. Need to kill TC. They get the Waiting Rift off, but it was actually really late for Mag. And they are going to get the grip. Let's see if they have the damage. Nope. And there's going to be an overgrowth. Brax coming in from behind. He's going to be nightmared. And Whitebeard misses with his Burrow Strike. There's going to be the dust. And FNG does end up dead nonetheless. However, the important thing here being the TC should have been dead to rights. If he gets Waning Rift before he can get his ulti off and then Fiend's Gripped, I think they kill him easily. So slow reaction from Mag. I'm not sure if it was on cooldown or what, or if he was just not thinking he'd need it, but he certainly did.
Yeah, it would have been close. It was a fast reaction from Brax, who canceled the Fiend's Grip as well. As he comes in with bots, now has his Battle Fury too. So he's being relevant. He's like, hey, I'm doing stuff too. as the Lycan has, I think, something else in the career. He's going for a BKB, taking it really safe, and actually will have this. Let's check his gold. He needs 1,000 gold, 100 gold, less than that. And yeah, I think they can just march down mid with all their ults up, blink on the Darkseer as well. Yeah, they can just end this game.
And we actually see the tree gets eyes on everyone. They may have noticed that. They got kind of hung up there. And there's Resolution dead. He does BKB. I don't think it matters. Cooldown's actually going to go off. Yeah, they weren't able to kill him fast enough. That's surprising to me. So a nice turnaround from VP, bringing down Brax and IX Mike. And that's disappointing. Like, if you're on the side of Nyx, you're feeling confident, and suddenly you just give away a bit.
They both got procced by the Stone Gauge and just stood there.
Yep.
Took 40% extra damage because he is leveling it up. And that's going to be a BKB on the Medusa. I talked about this before. It seemed like you rarely ever see BKB on Medusa because you're like, no, I got to get my stats because then I can be tanky and get the full effect out of my mana break or my mana shield. But sometimes BKB is necessary, and this is definitely one of those games. So I actually like to see that Illidan did this. I think it's really smart.
I like your stubborn Dota player voice.
Yeah, I'm turning into you, man. Cartman, stubborn Dota player, sure.
Yeah. Anyway. Oh, God. This is a fun cast is what this is. We're both just out of it. Resolution dead at bottom. BKB. No, he can BKB in 1 second. Brax trying to burn him down. And one more auto attack. Yep, got him. Got him!
Do you hear what he said when he dies?
No.
He goes, yeah, you sons of bitches! I didn't know that.
Best line in Dota. Best, like, custom line is whenever Gyro meets Viper. Holy shit, it's Viper! And but it took me a while to realize, do you know what that's actually from? That's actually from Top Gun.
Oh, yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Whenever they go up, and like, remember like their trainer dude is Viper, and they're like on their train, like they're one of their training flights, like halfway through the movie, and they're buzzing around. It's like, where is this guy? And they're like, and then like Viper comes over the comms, like, I'm here, boys. And they're like, holy shit, it's Viper! I thought that was a really good reference, like surprisingly good, good.
I like when Potom like if you kill Invoker, she'll be like, Carl, meet Sagan. Or something like that, but yeah.
One of the funniest ones, one of the ones that made me laugh out loud the most, and there's Searing Chains on Illidan. One of the ones that made me laugh out loud the most the first time I heard it was just in lane, and this is like, we were running a 3 support aggressive tri-lane with a Windrunner core, and we had a Lina, and I want to say it was like a Lina and a Shadow Demon or something like that. And just like, we're in lane, we're in the laning phase, and out of nowhere, Wind Ranger goes, hey Lina, I like your hair. It's just hilarious. Just out of nowhere. It wasn't like it happened immediately at the start of the game. It was like 5 minutes in lane, and we're trying to last hit and trying to get aggressive. Hey Lina, I like your hair.
She likes her hair, huh?
Yeah.
Like, gotta tell her that, man.
Likes the redheads, man.
Yep, there's also the infamous, oh, you got jizz on my chain.
Is that Bristleback?
No, it's Pudge.
Pudge. Oh, yeah. I don't have a listen to enough of those. I need to go through and just take a day and just go through all the sound files. Really quality commentary here on the stream today, by the way, guys.
Yes.
Just in case you haven't figured it out. But to tell you the truth, it's a very big lead for Nyx, and at this point, it's basically farm the Medusa or don't. And outside of a throw from Nyx, this should not get close anytime soon. Yeah, I mean, we're talking 20k and 14k at 27 minutes in. And we actually see, yeah, Brax has to go bottom. He's trying to be cute here, trying to drag them back. He's drug back Resolution at the very least.
This rock is going to follow him. He should have let him hit it first. Or he should have let it hit him first and then forth. I think it's going to follow him. I don't think it gets destroyed. Although I could be wrong.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Donk. Well, the siege is on, and it's a slow siege indeed. Roche will be forever away. I was trying to give an estimate, but yeah, it's been a while. Has not been a while since it went down.
It's been a while.
Quality commentary. Oh, there we go. Finally some action. Illidan burrow struck. They're going to try to follow this up. Stone Gaze is active. BKB up on TC. He's going to turn his back and go into ulti form. And looks like they might re-engage off of that. Yeah, with her ulti down, that's really the big thing keeping them from wanting to go in more aggressively. TC still has his Aegis, so he has no problem selling out here. Once again, homing missile on the Brax. Beautiful vacuum. Now, though, there's going to be that epi. And Lil actually does manage to keep himself alive a little bit longer, but with Brax coming in to finish things off, that's 3 down. TC's back up. And the rest are on the run. Illidan can't do much on his own. There's a burrow strike. Brax right on him. Searing Chains. Got him. And he's actually going to jump out, as Resolution did buy back, and he didn't want to be standing there when he arrived. So they will be able to pull back. And a huge win for Nyx once again. They don't really get into the racks at top, but they didn't need to. They forced the buyback on the gyro, went 2 for 1 otherwise. And that's a change, another about 2,700 gold change and about 3,700 XP.
Yeah, and this is why I really like Rubik against Bane. It's so easy to steal all of his spells. Like, he actually Fiend script the Bane himself. Yeah. And I think he still has it. Yeah, he has it off cooldown for, or no, he has it on cooldown for another 50 seconds, but it's a relatively low cooldown spell too. So it's one of those spells that you can, one of those ultimates that you can steal that you can cast multiple times before it actually expiring.
Brax is getting fat. He's got his crit stick up and his Battle Fury. Polar's still looking for an answer here. And we can see lines being drawn. Line must be drawn here. Star Trek reference.
Now that's a show I did not watch.
Yeah, you're missing out, dude.
I mean, my dad loved it. He watched it all the time, but not me.
Such a Trekkie. I like, yeah, even the original series I like pretty well. I need to go back and watch Enterprise. I'm not gonna lie, I'm definitely one of them. I'm definitely the Trekkie who, the moment the opening song for Enterprise came on, just went, oh no, and was just checked out on it from day one. Like Star Trek, you know, usually epic orchestrations. Like just at some point, and all of you listening too, if you want to understand, go and like listen to like the DS9, Star Trek Deep Space Nine opening theme. Okay, listen to like the Next Generation. Then I want you to look up Enterprises and tell me that if you were a big fan of that entire universe, if you wouldn't have just basically felt like someone had shot your dog in front of you whenever that came on.
Oh.
Hashtag nerd rage. Hashtag, I don't know. What's the name of the dude who was in that? He was in Quantum Leap.
I don't know. You got me.
Quality commentary, folks. Quality commentary.
She
was on the Dark Seer. Yeah, see, that's what we do. It's like, somebody built something. Look, he's got it.
Thank God for, well, this is good for casters anyway. The little pop-up thing on the right side.
Oh, yeah.
It's just the tooltip that tells you what's purchased.
Were you ever around as and casting Dota before that went in?
Yeah. I was playing Dota before that was added. And I remember actually, because it shows up in game too for your team, I believe. Yeah, and I remember being so annoyed. I was like, get this crap off my screen. I don't want to see this. But now I love it, so. It's one of those things, after every single change, you know, you're like, oh, God, change. No, I don't like it. And then a month later, you're like, oh, I couldn't do without this.
I hate Spirit Breaker's ulti. That's a change I'll never like. Mag comes in, gets a 2-man coil. Brax is going to be silenced and Fiend script. Well played here if they can make something of it. Mike's right there with him. There's going to be the call down. Beautiful vacuum, but there's no follow-up, so for demonstration purposes, Mike's able to get a nice vacuum. They do clean up the Bane with an epicenter behind it, and Brax able to get away. Mike hit a gorgeous vacuum. Just it's a shame the gyro wasn't on his team. If it had been, it would have been very nice to watch.
Yep, couldn't unfortunately get the wall down, but tried to get away as fast as possible. And yeah, Brax comes back in. Some initiations could happen here. Mag, it's actually just gonna be fine. So.
Medusa has a relic up. She going like straight rapier? Or is she going radiance?
I actually think rapier would be good. Really
like
do.
This early? Like yeah. I'm down. I think rapier Medusa is legit, but this is like no HP items at all.
Pull up the net worth individually. Like almost everyone on Nyx is more farm than everyone else on VP.Polar except for the Medusa.
Yeah.
They are in a very horrible spot. So I actually think this is the right call.
All right, Dan. At least our viewers will get some cool items. Illidan caught with the searing chains, and Emperor Spear wants to talk smack about it. I can hear his character model talking off screen. Once again, Nyx ready to try to close this out. They've had a gigantic lead, 20,000 for a long time now, for about 5 straight minutes with not a dent made. There's an Assault Cuirass up on the Lycan, and I don't know how they stopped this time. Actually, yeah, I do. Build a rapier. Dude, just build a rapier. I don't know why everyone doesn't just rush rapier first item. It's the I win button.
I mean, I feel like I remember last time Illidan was playing the Tusa, and it was a relatively even game, and it got to that point where he needed to buy a rapier, and he just destroyed everybody. So maybe the same thing happens this game. I mean, Nyx does suffer from magic, or not magic damage, but they actually suffer a lot from physical damage. They're not very tanky heroes in that sense, so especially the Stone Gaze hits. I mean, that's the perfect synergy right there. Stone Gaze hits, you have 50% extra physical damage, and when you're hitting with a rapier onto what 5 different targets at once, very, very effective. So I think it's a small window of or small sliver of hope here for VP.Polar once this rapier comes online.
Yeah, if Resolution ever finishes Butterfly, that'll be nice. And, you know, we talked about that during the draft, and, you know, it's easy to see what the plan here is. I mean, if you get a Gyro with Flak Cannon who's farmed and a Medusa who's farmed with Split Shot, what do you do? Like, if you get disabled at all, say you get caught with a Coil, for example, or an Overgrowth that can disable and hold in place 3, 4 people, 5 people at a time, and they both just start going to town, like, you're just going to melt, man. And I think that was the general plan, but like you said, the laning phase just really not favorable and punished heavily by Nyx, as it should have been. They are going to go ahead and go Roche, and this will be another Aegis for TC, and there you go. That rapier dope.
Yep, I thought they could have hopefully gone in there to fight Roshan. That would have been a really nice fight for them, but Aegis on to TC once again. Cheese on Brax. He's still very, like, squishy. 1200 HP with no like stat items really. There's no drums for him, so if he gets caught in a Stone Gaze, he will die. He has to be careful about that. Or even he's silenced and he's, you know, caught around a coil too and can't move around it very much. That split shot will just truck him. So yeah, they're again, there's a small chance for VP.Polar. It's very small, but it's there.
And here's a big problem. Like, the waves are sufficiently pushed all the time because of the wolves, and just the fact that racks are missing at bottom, like big old wave at bottom. Resolution has to use his ulti, and they may engage off of that. Like, they're going to see that. They had to have known what was happening there. Yep, there they go. Resolution caught, and going to be lifted. Now there's going to be a coil, though. They need to get the Medusa in the range. Here she comes. Activates her split shot, and is not even hitting all that hard, sadly. Like, TC actually is, he's being chunked a little, but wasn't like it was terrifying. He didn't even use split shot. He was just trying to single target TC. And now they're going to reset and look to move in. They did lose their Rubik amidst all of that. He went in for the lift on the gyro after he was initially engaged upon, and ended up giving his body for it. And actually, Brax has got other stuff to do. He's got Ember Spirit stuff to do. Goes to top, go to farm.
Why are they bottom? They should just go push top. I don't know what they're trying to do bottom. Maybe they were trying to get a pick off or something, but...
Well, I think they were taking the jungle away, and then the wave pushed in. They saw the call down was used by Gyro. He was out in front on his own, and then they rushed. So that much I get. But yeah, I agree with you. Just go push top, slow push it, man. Like, your Ember is hitting hard. Like, he's not rapier hard yet, but I mean, we see right there, 600 damage crit. He's gonna be fine. Just slow push top. Let him slowly siege the base out. Use the wolves. Use what you got to do. Yep.
And Lycan in mid. What's he got for his next item on top of that? It's the Assault Caress. Pretty standard stuff for him. It is a little difficult to slow push just because the puck has spam. Illidan has the rapier.
Resolution's just dead. Just fed.
Oh, wow.
And now Mag comes back in. There's a force staff to get Whitebeard back to the high ground. He actually refreshes, and he force staffs again. He will be chased down. And now he's going to go ahead and go for... Oh, it was a nice attempt. I'll give him credit for that. Like, if that had worked out, it would have been some pretty sick plays, because he refreshed after the Epicenter Burrow Strike. And then, well, he force staff, then he refreshed, uses the force staff again to buy him some time. Then he burrow struck the puck and went for the epicenter channel, but it was stopped by a Fiend's Grip. So it was a really nice attempt. And Mag coming out just being chunked out by TC. And there's going to be the Stone Gaze. Nightmare was up on TC in the meantime, though. Brax actually ate the cheese when he had over half health, it looked like. Yeah, that was a mistake. Like, he seriously was not below half health and ate the cheese. Just panicked.
Yeah, really fast decision there by Illidan, too. As soon as he cast the Stone Gaze, then he popped the Mana Shield. It was like instant, because right after he cast it, Rubik was trying to steal it, but he got Mana Shield instead. But, yeah, I don't know why he casted as a refresher there. If he was going to cast a refresher to get out, he should just blink immediately. Like, refresh, blink. But he tried to get a little bit too fancy, and that was actually a pretty big kill for VP.Polar.
He'll be back up here soon. And Nyx, despite having a lead that can make Solomon blush, has yet to find a way to crack the base for a second time. So at the very least, Polar is finding ways to hold the line. And certainly doesn't hurt to have a rapier on your Dusa. I don't know that's enough on her, though. Like, if they just are able to get on top of her at any point, she's just so dead. And Brax's trying to find the courier, yeah. Oh, that had 2 ultimate orbs on it. Holy crap. That's 4,200 cargo worth gone. And, yeah, that's a Scotty. Yeah. That's the majority of a Scotty for Illidan picked off there. Wow.
That's actually game-breaking. It's funny I say game-breaking because they're up so much. But it was actually getting very difficult for them to push into this base. That is really huge. Oh, man. 2.5 minutes without that now. It's like trying to hold your base without with like a Necrolite ulting someone with an Ags at level 25 and sitting there waiting for your hero to come back and respawn.
Oh, as of now, Nyx is still having a hard time cracking. And I'm a little surprised by it, honestly. Like, I feel like they should be doing a much better job at pushing this now. Bottom has been lacking racks for a while. Their Darkseer has a Blink and a Shivas. He should not be fearful to go in. There's the... Hey, items are coming out on Polar now. And I'm not saying it's going to change everything, but I am saying this task is not going to get easier for Nyx. So, like, if they can't do it now, it's not going to be getting better the longer the game goes.
Yeah, and they can't... It's funny, because they can't actually slow push, because if they even just do a little bit of damage to back off, this tree's just healing this tower. This tower's almost at full HP, so despite them being down a set of racks, they have to split push. They have to, like, push 2 lanes at the same time, I think. This is, I don't know, this is scary. It's funny thinking that you might be in some trouble when you're up 20,000 golden experience.
Yep. I've said it twice before in D2L. And I'll tell you right now, if Polar manages to win this, this will be, without a doubt, like by 7K or more. Nah, not quite that high. I guess by 3 or 4K. The biggest throw gold-wise, like so far as difference in XP and gold that I've ever witnessed. And I said that twice this season already, and I was right twice this season already. I wasn't being hyperbolic. Like, we saw what, a 15K throw. And it's one thing for it to, like, for a team to be that far ahead that it goes super late and then they just win a base race or something. It wasn't that. It was 15K to 15K the other way. And then another one we saw, like, it was 16 or 17K. And it turned into 16 or 17K the other way. And, yeah, this is... They have had a 20K gold lead for 10 straight minutes now.
Yep. The gyro is just... Item progression just really hasn't been there. Even Butterfly, I don't know if it's that effective. It's good against the minions from the Lycan, and I guess it's okay against, like, Brax, but... Yeah, as long as he... You know, if he gets a fast BKB off in response to the Epicenter Burrow Strike, he can do work. I will say that, but he's got to be very quick with his fingers. It's only a 5-second BKB. You know, I talked last night about the Troll pick, when we saw LB pick that up, and how it's a hero that likes to burn through the BKB charges quickly. Gyro is the #1 contender for that. He burns through BKB charges faster than any other hero in the game.
Yeah, well, he can't fight without it. Like, he really just can't. Like, if he comes to a fight, he better BKB. Like, he has to. And Mag's coming out. And he's going to go ahead and catch TC with the Yules. There's going to be a coil and an overgrowth. And TC being Fiend's Grip from behind. Fluff and Stuff got the illusory orb. He's being focused down. They will Ghost Scepter. TC in the meantime did manage to escape. And they're trying to chase down TC, but yeah, they do get Rubik. So good play there from VP, and they're getting work done, man.
That Ag's coil, like the 4.5 second stun, was insane. Rubik just sat there for days. It was like a 5-second arrow onto him. I like this pickup, and I like Ags against specifically Lycan because he can't run away even with the BKB on. I think it's really effective, and there his Scotty is coming in. I think the good thing about it is that since he had to wait so long, he now has buyback and another 2,300 gold. Of course, you don't want to save for buyback though when you have a rapier. It's kind of, I mean, maybe you do, but I mean, you die with the rapier and give it to Ember Spirit, you're pretty much game over. So.
Dyer's top tower has been denied.
Well, finally another tower drops. That's TC denying the top tier 1. I think this is getting a little sketch now for Nyx. I really do. Like you said, the items have been slow in the coming for Polar, but it feels like Nyx hit their potential a while ago. 2 Battle Furies on Brax is scary. But, I mean, Whitebeard's had his stuff going on with the Blink, the Force, and the Refresher for a long time. Mike's been sitting on the same items for a while. He's got 3K gold tucked away. Ghost Scepter on the Rubik, and then TC is on his way to being 6 slotted. Another 600 gold he'll have his Abyssal Blade done, and that'll be it, unless he wants to sell his Vlads and get something else. And they're just gonna wait for another Roshan.
Dyer's middle tower is under attack.
And I don't know that I've seen a game that got this out of hand that quickly that has nonetheless gone on this long. I really don't know that I have.
It's funny seeing this new Roshan pit and the location of it because there's just always so many items chilling out.
Yeah.
Because you can't sell them there anymore.
That's a good point. I noticed, like, I guess just cognitively, I had just kind of been like, yeah, it's just the angle. I can see them better. I'm paying more attention to it now or something. But you're right. From where they can't sell, there's always just stuff on the ground. So it's like it's a yard sale in there.
Sheep coming out onto the Darkseer, that's a really big pickup. Like, if they just go all out on the Medusa, I don't know that she's that tanky with a Sheep onto her. And when you have double Epicenter... Oh, Illidan just canceled his port. I don't know if that was on purpose or not, but he did. It is only 50 seconds because it's boots travel.
And Courier spotted, but was hasted. Polar wants to fight, man. Brax isn't there. Where's his nearest remnant? Does he have one down?
I don't think so.
He's got bots.
Yeah, he has bots, yeah.
Yeah. He can just come into the wolves if needs be. He's going to split push top. And Polar has to fall back. This is just the story of their lives, man. They shove a lane out, and they're going to get shoved right back. So they get to go chill in the base while Nyx waits on yet another Roshan. This will be, what, number 4, I think for
so,
them?
Yeah. Yeah, and they can't... I don't think they can contest this. Like, the lanes are too pushed. By the time they get there, yeah, here comes Ember TPing to the Wolf. I think they just take this too fast. This is just good play by Nyx, but it's almost impossible to deal with if you're VP.Polar.
Easy peasy. A lot of damage coming out of Brax now.
Roshan has fallen to the Dire. Radiant's
and there's that Aegis, and the play would seem to be rotate everyone to top. You have a Blink Hex on Mike, Blink Hex to Dusa to lead things off. They actually give it to, wow, they give it to Sand King. I thought maybe the Lycan would sell his Vlads, but nope, wants to hang on to it.
Bounty rune picked up by Mag. He's got another 1900 gold. I think he should go for like a refresher. I think this Ags is actually going to play a big role in these fights.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see what he wants to get. Most likely a sheep stick, but yeah, that would be fun to see. And yeah, let's check out. Yeah, what do we have Aegis on? Cheese on to Aegis on Whitebeard. Okay. And yeah, cheese on Ember Spirit. He's got another. What does he go for here now? A third Battle Fury? Another Daedalus, probably. Probably another Daedalus.
Nah, Rapier.
Rapier.
Do it, Brax.
Yeah, give a second Rapier to do so. Let's see how that pans
Give us something to make this game interesting, please.
Something to make this interesting. Refresher. You can just slide a fist instantly right afterwards. I know it's only 6-second cooldown, but hey, we're talking about
6 valuable seconds.
Yes.
He's got 4K, and these teams have not clashed in a while. And Illidan is showing just how much damage he's doing now. Double damage at bottom. So, like, are they just waiting on Brax to get a Daedalus or something? Because They take it. They get the Aegis, get the cheese. Who did they give the cheese to? That's on Brax. I should have seen that. And now they just go back and farm. Like, this is, they've got 5 minutes on the Aegis total. They need to be pushing somewhere. And there's going to be a butterfly on the Duso. Okay, I think Nyx Assassins is seriously putting themselves in trouble. No one on their team has an MKB. They have an Abyssal, and that's nice. They have a Hex, and that's nice. And the Hex is going to be, I'm starting to feel like the Hex is going to be win or lose. Like, if the Hex is on the money and they follow it, they're going to win. If they don't, I think they lose the next big fight.
I think it's of paramount importance that someone on VP.Polar, if they can afford it, gets 4-staff. Okay, thank God. Bane has a 4-staff. That's gonna. I feel like the 4-staff is gonna win this game if VP.Polar can come back. If not, it's like, well, of course they lose because they were down 30k. But if they do come back, 4-staffs are gonna be massive. They actually spot out. No, that's Fluff's ward. Okay, I thought it was actually. He actually used 2 wards here. That's very interesting. Ward here placed by FNG. He's still invis. Yeah, well, they actually at least see Lil and the Medusa up here. So, more dodging. Ping up onto Mag. Can they get him? They need a blink initiate from IX Mike, but he's just too far away.
Mag pulling back at bottom. Resolution's dealing with the creep push. So they're up there as 3. They have Mag separated out, and Resolution by himself is holding the line. And this is actually, yeah, the Aegis is going to be reclaimed in 2 minutes. Like, they have wasted a lot of time here. And now they're finally getting into position. Sand King, I would imagine he's going to get a Hex of his own. He's got a Staff of Wizardry up. Call down, can be used. Yep, it's pinged out immediately. And he's going to go. Nobody else is there, though. Brax, a little tardy to the party. Mass TP's back. And they have to retreat. Brax has 6k.
Yeah, I really hope FNG gets a 4-staff. Again, I can't stress the importance of them as much as this game than other games. Like, it's so good. It's very, very good. Just like if they initiate with a Hex and you just sheep them, it makes it basically it's a 2250 gold item that can trump a what 5600 gold item.
Yep.
That's how good it is. If you're on top of your game and you're very quick.
Well, Polar, now this is a decent chance for them. They make sure everything's safe bottom. They're shoving really quickly down bottom. And Whitebeard was he trying to cut creeps here?
Something like that, yep.
But he missed. And he's going to be 4-staff back. Yeah, like, I understand if he was cutting creeps, but he actually didn't cut the creeps.
Interdasting. But at the very least... Yeah, at the very least they pushed out. Oh, they do get the courier again. It didn't have anything on it, though. So it's not like they lost another Scotty or something like that.
Illidan heads back to top, and he's being shoved a lot of farm here. Like, the net worth is beginning to not matter that much. Because either you have your items or you don't. Like, the actual worth is not that good of a gauge. It's just what's your build. Because everyone is beginning to get full inventories. Satanic on Resolution would be quite nice. He has not built any damage, though, is the issue. Like, he's got some basic damage from the butterfly. He's going to come out here, and he could be in trouble. Yep, there we go. Searing Chains got 2. But, yeah, they're not going to do anything but Searing Chains and run away yet again.
Yeah, and the Medusa should probably finish his Manta. It's very, very good with Medusa because the Manta illusions get split out as well. Would have enough, and he's actually just not even going to go for Manta. He sold his Yasha, and he bought a Sheepstick himself, which is
I like it.
Pretty good. There's a Sheepsticks galore, actually, as Sand King picks one up. But, yeah, it's going to be very good against Brax because he does a lot of damage, but, man, he dies very, very easily.
Coming up on 53 minutes now. And they're just keeping the lanes pushed. But I don't like this at all from Nyx. I really don't. Like, the later this goes, the more big items that come out, I like VP.Polar's lineup more. I just do. And we didn't even really talk about this. There's a Perseverance up on Mag. And if he gets a refresher with the coil, that's actually a big deal in and of itself. Like you said, it's with the scepter, it's tantamount to a reverse polarity in terms of its stun duration.
Well, here's the thing. Okay, the coil itself is 8 seconds long. So if you actively chose not to break it, you're actually making a big mistake. But then, of course, if you break it, you're sitting there for 4.5 seconds, even through BKB. So you double all of that. That's a 16-second duration of coil and a 9-second stun. It's a long freaking time for them. And it actually synergizes nicely with Dusa because they're all clumped up too. And they can't move anywhere.
Well, they're dodging. And are they going to... VP finally... This is going to be half an hour they spend mostly on their side of the map, and then when they cross, they immediately TP'd back. They're finally going to get themselves this tier 2 at bottom.
Wow. I can't believe this is happening.
Big wave at top. And they'll be happy to take that farm. Resolution uses the cooldown. They have a tree, so the nitpicky damage on the tower, not going to be a concern. I really think Nyx is in danger of losing this game. Like, the next fight that happens, that's a 5-on-5. If Nyx lose that fight, I think they lose the entire game. I really do. They have messed around a long time now. And I guess that's not fair. I mean, that implies that they've done nothing but choose to screw around. I mean, Polar's played it pretty well too. But they have been so non-committal to these fights after taking that bottom set of racks, and they have let these items come out. And like Resolution, I mean, there's a rapier on Illidan. Resolution, like, it wouldn't shock me if he got a rapier at some point. Like, sold his Aquila and just finished a rapier, and they're just like, screw it, let's go, YOLO.
Yeah. The thing is, too, is like, when they had the ample opportunities, they had bottom lane pushing and everyone top. There was one point where that happened. Like, it's not like they have bad initiation either. Like, they have a Darkseer who had a Shivas at the time. Oh, Whitebeard. He's getting spotted out. Nope, he doesn't get caught. As long as Mag is really important in these fights. If he dies before he casts anything, I think VP.Polar probably lose the fight. He is very important. His double coil is going to be really effective in fights. But yeah, it's not like they didn't have the tools to take in the high ground. Like, even with just harassment from Sleight of Fist to dwindle him down, make him go heal, and then take your engagement 4v5 in the tower. But they didn't even try.
Brax saw the courier again. He was thinking about going... Yeah, they actually turned it around. The Gyro wants a Satanic. That's what he's trying to snag here. He's got it. He's got the recipe on the courier. And he was trying to get the courier up to the secret shop to buy a Reaver. But for now, just going to continue to farm. We do know what he wants to grab, though.
Won't have buyback, though, unfortunately.
Yeah, speaking of buyback, again, really, like, there just comes a point where buyback's the only relevant metric. And we're getting there, as we're approaching an hour now into this game. And that's going to be the Satanic done on the Gyro if the courier can make it through. And once again, Brax right in the vicinity, but that's a big pickup too, man. And now if he just builds a damage item, no matter what he builds, really, I mean, you're not going to see a butterfly on anyone on the side of Nyx Assassins. They have, like, this game has gone to the point where everyone on both sides is getting 6 slotted. And look at this. For the first time in, let's see, about how long? About 40 minutes. The goal graph has actually taken a noticeable upturn and is actually slightly favoring VP without a fight being fought. Like, their efficiency is now going higher than Nyx's.
Oh, Roshan's going to respawn so soon, too. They just walked in there. They could have taken it so fast. Oh, so unlucky, too. Because Nyx obviously have easier access to Roshan being dire and everything. And they will probably take it in a matter of seconds. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, it's going to come in like 5 seconds or something like that.
Tower is under attack.
Yep, give or take.
Ooh, action. TC wants to do something. Or nope. And yep, there's Roshan. God, that's so unlucky for them.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
But to be honest, it's not like the Aegis is going to be that big of a deal because your cores, your big cores can't really take it. Like, Brax is completely 6-slotted. Did just pick up an MKB, which is very good for himself. But he can't hold anything. TC can't hold anything unless she should probably get rid of his Vlads. Nope, it doesn't. So it's going to go to the supports, which again is not the biggest deal in the world.
It looks like VP wants to fight.
He should have dropped his Vlads and taken the Aegis, I think. I don't think the Vlads is really that effective right now.
I agree. I think just having 2 lives on your Wolf is super important. I want to see what the Gyro does. I want to see what his next item is. I want to see if he builds damage. Like, it's getting to the point now where Like, the anticipation is killing me. Like, these two teams have come close to clashing 1,000 times. Refresher done on Mike. Like, we're getting to the point that's so late game in terms of everyone's items. Like, Dota becomes a very bizarre game whenever you just go, everyone has enough gold to fill 6 slots with whatever they want. Now play the game. Like, it changes. It really does. And we're beginning to get to that point.
Well, Refresher is a huge item on Darkseer. Like, he's going to have 2 walls, 2 sheeps, 2 Shivas. It's really, really good if you can actually get the full value out of it. But again, if he gets blown up, he's got a lot of armor, but there's a Refresher actually for Dusa, which is a 7th item, I believe. So he can cast his ultimate twice. He can cast his BKB twice. Pretty good. Cast his Sheepstick twice, of course. And also, I didn't mention this too, but Sheepstick is very good at this hero because it greatly increases your mana pool, which obviously essentially makes you tankier. So.
Well, the Medusa's getting up towards 40k overall net worth. And that's with 2,400 she can't spend on anything that she can actually equip. Yeah, like I said, Dota becomes a weird game. Putting items on couriers like Refresher Orbs and Necro Books, because why the hell not? And Razor, he's got to change his name. TC is still building something. He picked up a Demon Edge, and he's going to get an MKB.
Yeah, and he still, what does he sell? Because he still has the Vlads. The Necro Book? Or does he just have it on the courier? I
think he put it on the courier. I didn't see it's... No, actually, he sold it.
Or he gave it to a support to hold. Let me check the items.
I don't think anybody has any room, man.
Yeah, that's
LOL.
That's a good
I just
point.
noticed Mike actually has brown boots.
Oh, really?
Yeah. 60 minutes in. Net worth of 21, coming up on 22,000. Still walking around on brown boots.
I mean, he barely even needs boots, though, with this hero. But yeah, he should probably get bots when he can.
So this game rolls on. For those who are just tuning in, I'm actually a match must have ended or something. So I'm starting to see our viewership numbers go up some. This has been the story of this game. So if you've missed it, you're wondering why we sound kind of lethargic and kind of resigned to the fact that one fight's going to determine this game, this is why. It has been in excess of a 20k gold lead for Sneaky Nick's Assassins for 30 straight minutes. And they have not managed to close this out. They did take a Rax at bottom. But that happened even before that 20k gold lead really was in effect. Like, that was basically what put them over the top and gave them, like, their first, like, 10, 12k gold lead, and they just built from there. So that Rax has been down for a long time, but as we were just discussing, Dota becomes a weird game, a very different game, whenever every hero on the map is allowed to be 6-slotted. And that's essentially where we're getting. Illidan has a rapier. How long has he had this rapier? 20 minutes now?
Yep.
No, maybe not that long. Maybe like 15.
Yeah, it's been a long time. 15 to 20 minutes, something like that. And I agree. if Resolution is able to get a little bit more for him, I wouldn't be surprised to see him get a rapier as well.
He needs to go buy a Demon Edge now. Like, he needs damage. Damage is where he's really hurting.
Yeah. But he also needs to buy back, so... Like,
how long has it been since we've seen a kill?
God.
20 minutes? Has to have been.
Who died? I think Rubik died like 10 minutes ago. Yeah, I think Fluff died up top here. Remember that?
No. I don't. Oh, yeah.
When you got killed
when
by
he stole the orb.
Fuck up here.
Yeah, he stole Illusory Orb and was trying to run. Yeah, back in those days.
Yep.
Well, they're going to continue to not fight each other and continue to hit creeps.
I do like, though, how Dusa's bought this BKB. Like, she bought it so long ago and it's only used it once. There's a second rapier, so we're up to 2 rapiers this game. This one's on Brax. I think he sold his second Battle Fury.
He did.
For that, so he's got a second rapier. Also has buyback, but giving a second... Like, if he tied and gave the rapier to Gyro, oh my god, that's like the perfect scenario for VP.Polar.
Gold for me.
Yeah, I actually feel like this rapier, because, I mean, on Polar's side, what do you have to lose? Like, if the Dusa dies, you're probably lost the game anyway.
Right, but if Ember died without a
Brax gets
rapier, he
caught,
can easily still come back in the fight.
Right. And, well, and not just that, I mean, he has built Glass Cannon. I mean, he's level 25 and has been forever, but he only has one even slightly defense-related item, and that's the BKB, and he's sitting at less than 2,000 HP. And that's less than the puck. I mean, the Medusa's at 26. I don't know. At this point, the numbers, though, in terms of damage output is getting so high on both sides that it's like, even that's not a good gauge. Like, the mana shield makes Medusa so much tankier, especially with 2,100 mana.
Here's the problem I have with the rapier on Brax. It's like, he hasn't even gauged how much damage he does in a real fight. Like, because he hasn't even sleight of fist in a clump of heroes. He doesn't actually know how much damage he's going to do. He does a lot of damage without that rapier, even just a second battle fury. But he doesn't know it because they've never had the opportunity to fight. So he's like, oh, I got to get something big to really cut through all these items. But they're still that extremely far ahead. They just have never really taken the opportunity to see how far they had and see it in action with their items. So this is one of the most ridiculous games I've seen in a long time. But 2 cheeses on the Dark Seer. You can't actually refresh and use both of them. 2 boots of travel on the Sand King.
Yeah. I think he was having trouble getting them manipulated correctly. But yeah, bots up on him. And finally Mike got his tier 2 boots. Your standard 50-some minute tier 2 boots. And this has just been the game, guys. Like, really and truly, if you're tuning in, VP pushes here, they shove. TP back, clear it in a second because they have a Medusa and a Gyro. Then VP pushes here. And they go, nope, we're going to bot sim Brax, shove here, TP back. Like, this has been the game.
There's a refresher on the courier just sitting here in mid, so I think he needs to move that back just a tad. Just a tad, in case. But, yep, that's for Illidan. I almost forgot about that. So, Illidan has easily 7 items. Could build an 8th if he wants it. What else would it be? I don't even know.
Backup rapier.
He could buy a Manta for himself to just get some illusions to help push out lanes.
Backup rapier.
Backup rapier. There you go.
Havost. Hashtag Havost. Just Havost things. Remember when Havost bought 2 backup rapiers in a Phantom Lancer game? That was crazy.
I actually think the 8th item for the Manta would be really good. Like, you just drop your sheep stick, use it to push out lanes, make sure your split shot's on, and then they can push out lanes by themselves. Totally failsafe, doesn't hurt you at all. And you'll still have buyback, I think, in about, like, what, 500 gold if he did it?
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And you can do it twice, because you can refresh. If you need to.
Good point.
Ooh, might see a kill!
Where?
Oh, top. They were looking at it. Oh, Duso's invis with FNG. Oh!
There's no blink on FNG.
Could see a kill? Oh,
no, not without a blink, they're not. If he had a blink, yeah, I flashed elsewhere because you said, and I was like, and I thought it had to be happening somewhere else. FNG is poor. Like, how in a game like this that's gone this long are you this poor? Like, really and truly, he's got 5K net worth. Same with the Bane.
Well, all the lanes are being pushed out by the Gyro and the Medusa, and he's still buying wards. So.
Well, hell, passive gold he should be worth 10 grand by now.
And look at Whitebeard. Mike, this is what this game has come to. He's just sitting here waiting for the next Roshan. Oh my god.
Fun game, this is. Resolution. Gonna kill some creeps. Hitting creeps some more. Yay.
Speaking of buying wards, this Medusa should start buying all the support things.
You know what this is beginning to feel like? A much...
Kill him mid, maybe!
No way. No way. Oh, Mag in trouble. There's going to be the Fiend's Grip and the Overgrowth. Brax has got a Rapier. That's on the ground. And it's picked up by the tree. Fluff is down. Oh, we didn't like it for that exact reason. Had no health. And the risk of him dropping that Rapier was huge. And now this Treant Protector is going to hit for 450 damage. More importantly, that's a Rapier that does not belong to Nyx Assassins. And they managed to get Fluff out of it. Did he buy back?
The Ember Spirit did, yes.
Why?
I don't know. I don't know.
What a throw!
Well, it's the beginning of a throw. It hasn't been thrown yet, but yeah, I wish he saved. I know he wants to just pick it up, but I wish he saved that Rapier for Gyro. That would have been massive.
Yeah. I don't think they wanted to take the chance, like with the Blink heroes. No.
Yeah, but the thing is who else like? Ember Spirit can come back and maybe get it, but no one else is going to benefit from a Rapier on Nyx. And It's not like Tree's gonna right click. Oh well.
I don't know why they're not pushing right now.
If they kill Brax, it's probably game, actually.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if they just go force a fight, and they're just like, fuck it. Yeah, like, if Brax dies after that buyback, they just lose. Just flat lose.
Roshan is... Oh! Whitebird. Whitebeard.
Whitebird. Can't believe I just said F it. Like, I am usually so professional, but this game has just completely broken me down as a man.
TP up. Oh, this could be huge too. Brax actually gets a DD. TP's to the wolf up top. He has a DD. VP.Polar, got to be careful about this. There's a double. Oh, here comes Epicenter.
Epi's going to come in. Does some damage. Brax going to try to follow it up. Can they get Illidan? Illidan's still alive for now. Behind that, we're actually going to see the vacuum. There's going to be a Fiend's Grip on the Mike, though. Mike's in trouble. Whitebeard's Epi's not doing a whole lot. Doing some damage from the top, but TC manages to secure the kill. In the meantime, Illidan trying to just TP away, and no! So finally, Nyx takes the most significant win of the game. One they've been wanting and needing for a long time now. Mag? Oh wow, that was actually sick. He refreshed to get his Lincolns on cooldown again.
Radiant's middle tower
And there's buyback on the Dusa. Gyro. Up. Where did the rapiers end up? I didn't even check that. TC's got one.
Yeah, he picked up
Brax
the one.
has one.
Brax has his one back. Oh no.
Yep.
And Illidan needs one now. This is where the backup rapier would have come into play. He's getting initiated again.
That's what I'm telling you, man. There's the Hex. They're on top of him. TC's eating a fair amount of damage, and he's going to end up dead if he's not real careful. And he does. He ends up dropping. No, no, no. The Nightmare was there. What a play.
Him.
That saved him. Oh, my God. The Nightmare kept him alive. There's one rapier. Did he just buy another one? Yeah, he did. How many rapiers now? It's 3 in this game? Oh, man. Poor Lil saved TC.
Oh boy, I was like looking at Rubik, maybe Rubik stole it, but nope, that was the Bane. Maybe didn't see the last auto attack following him through the air, but that was definitely a kill on Lycan. Definitely had buyback, but it could have been a much easier engagement by knowing that the Lycan couldn't buy back if he had to use it already. Here we go though, Rapier, second Rapier up on Medusa. She's just as farmed as she was before.
And they're gonna come back in. Illidan trying to go to work. They've got him though. They've got him hemmed up. He's gonna get out of trouble. Nope. Abyssal there. That's GG. Yep. Ball game.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
GG.
What a terrible game of Dota. Terrible ass game of Dota.
I'm not gonna lie, dude. I'm questioning my value as a human. Like, that was brutal.
Oh my god.
And for those who just tuned in, because again, people have been trickling in, and you're wondering what the hell we're jawing about. This is a 70-some minute game, the last 40 of which was SNA with a 20+ K gold lead and 20+ K experience lead. And it took them an additional 40 minutes to close the game out. But they do. So credit due where it's due. And I don't know, man. Like, I got to admit, like, they just SNA looked good early. I mean, you don't fall ass backwards into a 20K gold lead. It doesn't work that way. But then they just sat on it and sat on it and sat on it to the point they could have very easily lost that game. Like, I thought for sure they were done for when Ember died, dropped a rapier, and then bought back randomly for no purpose. Thought for sure they were done there.
Yeah, I'm kind of sad that VP.Polar really prioritized Roshan at that time. I don't think that either team really benefited from an Aegis at all. I don't think SNA ever utilized an Aegis to their advantage. Like, they just couldn't. It didn't really matter this game. It wasn't one of those games where you get an Aegis and you win the game, like with a Spectre or something like that. I think if they just ran for the base and, like you mentioned, killed the Ember, I think it was probably game over. Also, Ember, they did spot out the DD rune, and that's probably what helped them a lot more in that fight near Roshan to get the kills onto all the heroes and then namely Illidan at the end there. But yeah, nice fight there from VP. I mean, we could talk a lot about how it led up to that point, but very, very close. And sneaking Nyx assets almost didn't close it out.
6-0-9. That's a 70-minute game in which TC didn't die a single time, so props to him. And without a doubt, the MVP in many ways. And it was just a whole lot of farming for the most part. Brax, you know, it's not the most exciting Dota, but Brax did an excellent job of bouncing from lane to lane with boots of travel and making sure that it was a challenge for Polar to really ever leave anywhere near their side of the map. Still, we're going to Game 3. Polar won Game 1. Nyx ties it up here. We'll be bringing you that here in just a moment. Stay tuned. You're on twitch.tv/D2L. This is HyperX D2L Season 5. Our Western Division continues to roll on. I'm EC, and that's Trout. We'll be back in just a minute.